Long. Aino up top to Beard at the numbers. Penn State's first midfield unit. It's a lot different this year. There's no more Matt Trainer. There's no more Ethan Long. Here's Luke Wallstrom, though. He was a staple last year. Now it's Robertson, top of the box, sweeping low. He fires and scores! Chase Robertson makes it a 1-0 game with 13:32 to play here in quarter number one. Robertson, the Utah transfer, loves his right hand, and right there he got it free and notches the first tally of the afternoon.
Robertson got his first goal last weekend out against Colgate. Picks up right where he left off, another one right there. Easy opportunity for him, see how fired up he gets. Set the tempo for Penn State. They came out hot last weekend against Colgate. Clearly doing the same right here this afternoon. We'll see if they keep their foot.
Costin, Raymond scanning his options, hands off to Lucesy. 25 on the shot clock for the Wildcats. Lucesy fires a sidearm shot. That rang pipe. That'll be a reset.
Right off the roof, I think. Ended up right down on the field, right over on our, or I guess on your far side.
They didn't give him a reset, so it might have just been Hawkins hitting the pipe there. Good double team from the Nittany Lions. Feed down low. It's Link wrapping GLE. He scores. Penn State tried to double. A great swing down low, and Link makes it a 1-1 game with 11:02 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you draw the double team, somebody's bound to be wide open. Between that and a little bit of a collapse on the backside for Penn State defensively, kind of gave too many options for Link. Either had the shot, had a quick feed right into the slot as well. Not a whole lot that you can really do there if you're Preston Hawkins. Knocks us up 1-1.
That's Link, assisted by Luke in front of the Villanova bench side of the field. Mark Waters now onto the field, seeing his first action as a Nittany Lion. Played for St. Joe's last year, the Aurelia, Ontario native. Played for Everest Academy. Here's Waters. Where's 91? Might remind you of Johnny Tavares. Ball spinning around for Penn State. Ian Tawano wrapping GLE, looking for a feed out front. He finds Aino. He fires and scores! They call him skinny, but Hunter Aquino's been living large here at Haluba. That's his 6th goal of the season, first of the afternoon, and Penn State leads 2-1 with 9:07 to play in quarter number one.
You know, you feel like you have this entire Penn State offense figured out. Make some clean plays around Ian with a nice couple of moves, and then you feed the ball to Aino, give him, 2 feet of space, and all of a sudden the ball's in the back of the net. There's just no answer for a player like Hunter Aino, especially inside here in Haluba Hall. And as you mentioned, he's living life right now.
Kessie Cox. Villanova's been raving about him and his abilities. Cox working on the shorty. It's DeBartolomeo. He'll hand off down low. Back with Cox. Just near the hash there on the near side. He'll spin away from his defender and spin it more around the box here. Now it's Raymond working on Keenan. Luke Raymond rolls away, gets his hand free, and scores! A beautiful roll dodge from Luke Raymond, and he notches the 2nd of the game for the Wildcats. It's 2-2 here from Haluba.
Had Keenan twisted and turned in that entire possession. Got himself to a spot he liked. An absolute rocket. Knocks us right back up.
7:22 to play here in quarter number one. 2-2 your score. It's been goal for goal so far in this contest. Nobody. Again, we're on this far sideline where the ball is, so we have some sightline issues, but right now it's John Jude Considine. His shot fired high over the cage. 36 on the shot clock for Penn State. 4:48 to play in the first quarter. Luke Wallstrom working along GLE, hands off, skip feed in front. Aino fires, scores! You can't give him space. If he has time and room, it's over. Hunter Aquino's 2nd of the game. Penn State leads 3-2.
I don't even know how you let him give up that much room to begin with, and then there's just nothing to do. You can't give him that much space. It's a goal sitting at 90% of the time. Phenomenal finish from Hunter Aino. It looks so effortless for him out there. Everything he does is completely in motion, completely in stride. Doesn't even look like he's thinking out there. He's absolutely feeling himself playing inside Haluba Hall. He might be the only person upset.
Once shot clock, Villanova can hold for last possession here in quarter number one.
Interesting little early swap right there. Set Raymond back at X. where Link's pretty much been running this offense so far, and now it's Raymond sitting back there.
Ball works over to Colin Mitchner. Last time he was in Happy Valley, he had 4 goals. Mitchner working on Ross. Feeds one more low. Back up high. A shot! And it's buried! Who else but Colin Mitchner? The Wildcats strike back. It's 3-3 with 16 seconds to play.
And once again, just some defensive miscommunication on Penn State's part right there. Pulled the double team. Luca DeBartolomeo, kind of lost his spot on the field defensively. Tried to rotate back and over-rotated. Left Mitchner open on this near side. And once again, a wide open shot for him. Not a whole lot that you can really do if you're Preston Hawkins in net.
That's Mitchner's first of the season. Lucas Newton with his second assist of the game. It's all square here at 3. Reed Gill's a clean clamp. Penn State can attack quick. Melchione to his right, but he'll turn away toward the numbers along the near sideline.
Yeah, Vanchuk, not exactly the tallest guy out on the roster, but what I would consider to be a bowling ball of a man.
Seeing the first looks of Nolan Sable, the freshman. Played for Seton Hall Prep, New Jersey. 50 in blue, but here's Lucesy. Lucesy low to low, he scores, and Villanova takes its first lead of the ball game. A nice shot as Lucesy worked his way over the top of the box with his right hand free, fired it stick side low on Preston Hawkins to make it a 4-3 ball game with 13-12 to play in quarter number 2.
Lucesy, a constant goal-a-game player throughout his entire career, gets his at least one here for this afternoon. Beautiful shot, beautiful execution. And that first lead of the game, as you mentioned, for Villanova. A troublesome second quarter last weekend.
Big one at that. Matthews is slippery inside, plays a lot of box lacrosse in the summer for the Orangeville Northmen, the OJLL. They're always excellent. He's always excellent for them toward the top of the points leaderboard in that league summer after summer. A good clear from the Wildcats. All behind the cage. A quick change in front, the feed, and the goal! Ryan Welgos in transition. Penn State caught up in its substitution, and Villanova takes the 2-goal lead.
Disgusting goal for a short stick in transition right there. Jump shot, turns himself around, and a Penn State timeout. Villanova with all the momentum in the world right now.
You can't lose your man in transition. It's rule number 1 for those guys substituting off the field, and Welgos just found himself lost right in front of the goal mouth of Preston.
Attributing to their goalless little streak here rolling back into the first quarter.
Right now, ball with Mark Waters, about 10 yards outside of the box. Now it's with Wallstrom. He'll work down the far alley. Working on the short stick. Wallstrom likes his matchup. He's very shifty. He'll hand off to Aquino. Up high, Lehman working his way inside. He scores! Kyle Lehman cuts the runoff for Villanova and makes it a 5-4 ball game. A great feed, a great move to work his way downhill and get inside leverage on the Villanova defense. Penn State will look to build off this at the draw.
Jeff Tambroni this week, his one quote on Kyle Lehman is he's full throttle every single day. You saw it right there. Beautiful effort from Lehman to work his way inside, and a clean finish from Kyle Lehman gets Penn State back into business. They're down by 1.
It's Lehman's first of the game. An excellent job there, getting through his defenders. Gavin and Colin Mitchner, their fingerprints all over this game. Ball with Gavin right now. He'll send it low to Raymond. Sable at X moves it once more. Villanova spinning it around the box here as they finish up substitutions. Now with Gavin, the younger of the two Mitchners, fires and scores! A hustle play on the defensive end of the field, and he's rewarded with his first goal of the season on the offensive side. Gavin Mitchner letting Penn State know it's not going to come easy against these Wildcats.
They loved him as a freshman last year, and you can see why right there. The hustle play on one side, the goal on the other side. It's all Gavin Mitchner here after this break, and you've got to come up with an answer if you're Penn State. All the momentum's on Villanova's side. You're letting sophomores make plays on one side of the field, let them do the same thing on the other.
Works it up high to Wallstrom. Luke Wallstrom has the short stick matchup, might take it behind the cage right away unless he gains a step. Slide came, pass to Beard. Beard rolling away from his defender. It's Mackey. Now Melchione slides onto him. Beard hands off to Robertson, 40 on the shot clock. Robertson, no lane, trying to work downhill on Mackey, will roll away from him. Robertson fires, he scores! He loves his right hand, and he shows us why once again. Chase Robertson makes it a 6-5 ball game. Nittany Lions answer back.
Fire from Chase Robertson right there. Goal number 2 of the game. 3 on the season for Robertson. And that was do it all yourself right there. And he did it with ease and a whole lot of fire in that shot. An answer back for Penn State's exactly what they needed. That's not just a goal. That's a goal that comes with a whole lot of momentum. That's not an easy goal to make, not an easy goal to get an opportunity that he set himself up for. Penn State answers back a minute.
30 to play on the game clock, shot clock, null. Lehman wrapping over GLE near side, feeds inside. That shot from Beard just skips wide of the pipe, backed up by Wallstrom. Penn State 21 to operate. The official is going to make sure Wallstrom starts from the right place on the field with where the ball went out of play. Wallstrom going to take the pick from Lehman. Villanova not going to slide that pass out front. Lehman wraps over GLE, and he evens the score at 6-aside. Kyle Lehman, second of the game, and Penn State claws itself back into this one.
Yeah, you talked about a whole lot of new faces and guys new in the offense needing to go back to basics. That was 2 veterans of the program right there. Just an easy, simple pick and roll right there. Butters it up. Nothing better right there for Penn State. Knocks us back up.
Athletic Director of Penn State, Dr. Pat Kraft, to our left from our vantage point along the far sideline here. Got fired up after that Lehman goal. Penn State, if they win another draw, they could attack quickly. Keenan is. He was the man down specialist for Penn State last year. Newton working on King. Skip pass across the box. Over to Raymond. He'll spin it one more. Mitchner might try to work on Ross, but mostly in this contest, Villanova has tried to avoid number 6 in white. He's had a real strong career for the Nittany Lions. Far sideline, now worked up high. Lucesy over to Cox, and he scores! The first of his career, Kessie Cox worked off ball away from Brendan Leary and splits the wickets of Hawkins. Villanova takes the 7-6 lead early here in half number 2.
They love their 6'4" freshman, and he shows you exactly why right there. An easy finish, a clean finish. He's very twitchy for a guy who's 6'4". You see his legs constantly in motion, working himself from right to left, spinning himself around, and a clean finish gets him his first goal of his career and gives the lead right back to the Wildcats.
Cox, an inside lacrosse top 100 recruit. The most recent recruiting class was number 92 in the country, a 4-star. Villanova will wrap up the near sideline at the hashes. Jump shot, question mark there from Lehman, high over the target, 16 on the shot clock. Penn State will have to operate quickly here. Utah called from Penn State. They've got to operate quickly. That's what it means. Ryan Tawano wraps over GLE, and he scores! Jack Ryan Tawano notches the 7th of the game for Penn State. We're even at 7 with 7:59 to play in quarter number 3. The true freshman letting Villanova know he'll be a problem for 4 years here in Happy Valley.
Pair of assists for Ryan Tawano. Decided he wanted to get himself on the score sheet, get himself involved. And as you mentioned, just a freshman, but the work that him and Lehman can kind of do working back and forth.
Right now for the Nittany Lions, he was being attended to along the sideline. Hence why you don't see Big 23 out on the field. Beard works his way across the top of the box. Makes the feed. Fake hidden ball trick had Fargione mixed up for a second. Now Robertson loves the right hand. Gets it free. Robertson fires. He scores! Chase Robertson, the hat trick beauty. The Utah transfer is loving it here in Happy Valley.
Robertson loving to get himself involved. Loves that right hand, gave him too much space. And that goal blew up for Chase Robertson. Couldn't get any bigger. The first one for either side to get the 3 goals here this afternoon. Goal number 3 today, goal number 4 on the season for Chase Robertson.
Nittany Lions lead 8-7 with 4:21 to play. Mayo. Now Dan Martin working on Roman DeBartolomeo. Luca's also on the field, the entire rope.
3 DeBartolomeos on the field at the same time. Both Mitchners and both Martins all together right now on the field.
Safe to say it's a curious game right now.
First name basis only for the rest of this possession.
Luke Raymond hands off. Now along the near hashes. DeBartolomeo checking his man. That was Perry. Inside feed, and it's buried in tight by Colin Mitchner. 8-8 your score. Mitchner finds some free space. 2:36 to play in the third quarter. 10 yards away from his crease. Now Ross will move it all the way through to Keenan. Keenan up box side, hands to Wallstrom. Wallstrom to try and one-man clear this now. Is pressured heavily. Penn State with 4 to clear. John King just works over the midline with 1 second to spare, and Penn State now can work into its offense. King driving the cage. John King scores! John King, he's been motoring in transition all game long, and finally he's rewarded. He makes it 9-8 Nittany Lions with 46 seconds to play.
It was a matter of time before John King got himself involved. As you mentioned, been motoring up that field all game long offensively and in transition. Finally time he called his own name. Beautiful finish from Sticks.
John King wearing the number 11. A tribute to Mike Jacober. Guy to attack here on this possession. Link passes up high. Lucesy splits away from Leary. Lucesy trying to work back to that right hand. Bull dodges. That's bully ball from Nick Lucesy. He said, sit down, Brendan Leary. I'm the big man in this matchup despite the height difference, and the score is evened at 9. Holy, my goodness, Nick Lucesy. That's a weight room play if I've ever seen one, Jeremy.
Yeah, not every day that you see a 6', 195 guy absolutely bulldoze 6'4", 205 Brendan Leary on his right wrist.
Thrown hands low to Wallstrom. Inside feed, Lehman. Can't quite tuck it down low in the bottom corner. Backed up, though, by Pat Carragher. Penn State, 45 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of opportunities here that could arise on the man up. Ferrone moves it along. Iantuano. Aquino, face dodge, fires, scores! Hunter Aquino, a lethal face dodge, tucks one past Forgione, and Penn State leads 10-9 with 10:02 to play in this one.
The best finishers get better on the man up. Hunter Aquino, no different there. An easy face dodge one-on-one with his defender. All day, every day for number 23. Gets himself into the hat trick conversation right along with Chase Robertson.
That face dodge was lethal. At the box, it will re-enter with Lehman at the Big Ten logo. Lehman can't work underneath. Now Aquino, skip pass out front. Considine, good split dodge, but a good trail check there. Deters that shot, forces it high over the bar. Backed up by Aquino, 14 on the shot clock for Penn State. They'll have to operate quickly. Considine gonna set the pick. That ball checked away. Good defense from Shoemaker. Considine picked up the loose change. Considine out front. He scores! John Jude Considine. Penn State leads 11-9.
Hadn't been a question mark in the game for Jack Shoemaker up to that point in the game, and even delivered a big check to John Jude Considine in the middle of that shot. Considine to the floor. That's not going to stop him. He gets himself involved in this one, into the scoreboard, and Penn State now with a 2-goal lead.
11-9 your score, 8:34 to play here in the final quarter at Haluba Hall. Penn State hoping this is a body in front, backed up though by Iantuano. 44 on the shot clock. Under 7 to play here from Haluba. Iantuano working to the near hash, feeds inside, finds Beard. Beard evades the pressure. He's going to invert now. Hands off Aquino. Beard going to work his way back down low. Two-man look potentially here from Penn State. Beard refuses the pick, works up over the far hash. Good defense from Villanova. Ryan Welgos, he scored in this game. Beard rolls away, he fires and scores! And that one fires the sideline up. Andrew Beard showcasing some grit, takes the hit at the end of the play. Penn State leads 12-9 with 6.5 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely bodies his man away from everything right there. Ryan Welgos set back to the 10-yard line. Space created right there for Andrew Beard, and he executes a 3-goal lead for the Nittany Lions. The second of the season for Beard, first one here this afternoon.
The timeout is called on the field by down low with Link. Raymond with it now. Villanova knows it doesn't have to force anything yet, but it must capitalize on these offensive looks. Cox on Leary. Big on big. Cox skip pass inside. Lucesy gets the right hand free. He fires. He scores! A low-to-high bullet from Nick Lucesy, and just like that, it's 12-10 with 5:49 to play.
Nick Lucesy didn't want to be the only one, or didn't want to have Villanova as the only team without somebody in the hat-trick conversation. Gets himself goal number 3. All 3 of his goals have been absolutely phenomenal to watch. He had the one where he bodied Brandon Leary off of him, took the shot over his head, and then on that one, low-to-high finish. And Nick Lucesy, over the past couple of big grit play right there from Scott Mackey.
Just ticked under 5 minutes to play here at Haluba Hall. Under 60 on the shot clock for Villanova. Still plenty of time to work into a good look on offense. Cox hands over to Dan Martin. Martin backing away from the pressuring Leary. Penn State in the zone defense again. Cox fakes the pass, fires a shot, he scores! Kessie Cox, his second of the game, second of his career, and now the score is 12-11 in favor of Penn State. Just like that, it's a close game once again. You can never rely on a 3-goal lead in the sport of lacrosse. It's a game of runs.
6.5 minutes, too much time on the clock. Penn State with 3 straight. Now Villanova responds back with 2 straight of their own. Kessie Cox is really fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. A strong left hand from him. Favors it a little bit, but worked his way over to the right, kind of crossed back over to the left side.
Lions.
Kessler gonna need a moment trying to signal to
Kimler
get the clock to stop. The referees didn't notice it, and he's down on the defensive side of the field right now. Just stood himself back up, but nobody wants to take a shot from Hunter Aquino to the body.
It's a scary one, too. We've seen people pass away from taking a shot right to that chest area. Here comes Martin. He'll fire, scores! 3:32 to play, and this one's even up at 12 aside. Villanova has all the momentum, and Coach Tambroni will signal for a timeout. Wow, just like that. Penn State a 12-9 lead with under 6.5 to play, and in less than 3 minutes, Villanova evens the tide. We'll step aside. You're listening to Penn State Men's Lacrosse here on Big Ten Plus and Com Radio.
No. So, a brutal pair of shots to take to the body into the helmet, but so far so good. They're keeping the score knotted up at 12.
Raymond draws the slide, passes it along. Dan Martin working on King down the far alley. He'll spin it to X. Pass out front, tipped away, but Raymond able to come up with it. He'll wrap X. He scores! He's been quiet for most of the afternoon, but when they need him most, Luke Raymond gives Villanova the 13-12 lead.
Call on your captain in a big moment. He's due to respond. Luke Raymond, second goal of the afternoon, and both of his goals today have been very gritty. And that finally gives Villanova the lead for the first time since half number 1.
Will Cosson got a few steps behind his man there. He wanted to. Martin down the alley, trying to bully his way inside. Draws the slide from Ryan O'Connor. O'Connor forces a high arching pass to Cox. Cox receives. Good trail check there defensively from Penn State. And here they come the other way. It was Brendan Leary once again making an impact play. Costin clears. Finds Matthews. Here's Ross. Alex Ross fires, scores! A pull goal from who other than Alex Ross. 13-13 your score. 1:34 to play. And that one will juice the Penn State sideline.
Hey, why not? You know what? Got to mix some things up to get that goal back. Alex Ross, the man in the spot. And you might as well. Goal number 2 on the career for the D-Pole. Had one last year and gets one in game number 2 this season. Knots it all up, 13-13. Minute and 30.
Making some substitutions. They're going to trot on Cassie Cox. Still no timeout, 50 on the shot clock. Game clock just at 3:15 now. 3:05 on the shot clock, just ticked under. It's Cox splitting away from Leary. Moves it to Dan Martin. Will sweep across the top of the box on O'Connor. He'll fire that one just wide. Backed up, though, by the Wildcats. Feed out front. Martin fires, scores! Dan Martin ices it. Villanova wins 14-13. They upset the number 7 ranked Nittany Lions, and there will be some controversy based off that face-off. Nonetheless, though, the Wildcats play spoiler as Jeff Tambroni jaws the ear off of the officials. Jeremy, a great game, back and forth all afternoon long.